A major data leak reveals Chinese Communist Party members have worked in sensitive industries around the world, from America's top defense firm to the British Consulate. A person that reviewed the data before it went public said it demonstrates the Chinese regime has extended its reach globally.
It tells us that members of the Chinese Communist Party are working at our big companies. They are working in our universities. And perhaps most concerningly of all, they're working for our governments, in our embassies, where they have access to information of potentially enormous national security ramifications.
The database includes personal information from almost 2 million Chinese Communist Party members, most of them from Shanghai. It includes details like ID, birthday, and position in the Communist Party. The dataset came from 2016. It shows party members often work in sensitive industries. Take the US, for example. Pfizer, one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, employed almost 70 of them. Pfizer rolled out America's first CCP virus vaccine this week. Another example is Qualcomm, the American semiconductor or microchip giant. Qualcomm employed over 200 CCP members in its staff. And top U.S. defense contractor Boeing had almost 300 CCP members working for it across China in 2016. And it's not just the U.S. Those on the list also worked or are working in Europe and Australia, in fields from banking to military technology research. A Chinese dissident leaked the dataset to IPAC, a coalition of lawmakers. IPAC spokesperson Sam Armstrong says 2 problems arise when Western companies in sensitive areas take on CCP members.
You make an oath when you join the Chinese Communist Party, and it's an oath for life to put it above all. And there are many of us, myself included, that don't believe you can serve 2 masters. From a security perspective, you can be a member of the Chinese Communist Party, or you can come and work for Western companies or governments. You can't do both.
Another problem is a moral one. Armstrong added party members are signed on to everything the Communist Party does.
Whether that's forcibly harvesting organs from the Falun Gong, whether that's imprisoning over 1 million Uyghurs, whether that's engaging in abhorrent abuses of human rights in Tibet, in Inner Mongolia, and now in Hong Kong. Those are your beliefs. You have signed up to them. And many in the West will find it bluntly unconscionable that an individual like that is signed up to such abhorrent practices that remind us of the worst elements of the 20th century could work for Western companies or Western governments that we know and respect.
He said what's concerning is that companies know the risk that comes with employing CCP members. In China, companies with more than 3 party members are required to set up party cells or known groups of party members. 70% of foreign companies have also set up similar units as of 2017.
It's not that companies are unaware, it's that companies are prepared to make these moral sacrifices in order to access capital and fund and profits in China.
An expert told the Epoch Times about another concern.
There is a list that can be manipulated by the party back home to call in favors and to call in obligations.
He also outlines his main question.
What does the Chinese Communist Party want with such a list? Why is it tracking these people and for what reason?
So far, it's unclear if those on the list have spied for the Chinese Communist Party. But Professor Siracusa said the important question is, why are they on the list in the first place?